Remember it's being posted in the news desk. Here's a link. VP Vance delivers remarks at Bitcoin 2025.
Tides they turn, every lesson's gold we earn. Risk and reward, a game we play. Roger leads us through the fray. Roger's calling waves to ride, options rolling markets wide. Daily grind thrills in the air, trade life without a care. Courage fuels the heart we hold. Risk is fire, but it's bold. Feel the rhythm, don't let go. Trade the highs and ebb the flow. Roger's calling waves to ride, options rolling markets wide. Daily grind thrills in the air, trade life without a care.
Good morning, everyone. Um, AI, Shannon, that is completely AI generated. Hey, Ken, Jill, how are you? My dad's doing good. They think he might be out today, maybe tomorrow. It just finished. Hey, Helen, Jody, Richard, Debbie, Kevin, Peter, Doris, good morning. Oh, thanks, Richard. Yep, lyrics were AI generated, the music, everything. He's doing good, Omar. Should be out today or tomorrow.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Let me just check on YouTube, make sure they're copacetic. Yes, copacetic. There we go. Oh, and I hope everybody here is doing well. Market volatility should be in full swing by the end of today, I predict. Hey, Peter, Kevin, Debbie, Richard, Jody, Helen, Sherman. Hope you guys are all doing great today. And just for everybody on YouTube, make sure you guys go to the gearbox, which is at the lower right, and make sure it's at 1080p. I don't know why we don't broadcast in higher definition than that, but 1080p, you should be able to see us fairly well. And for anybody who's watching us on Zoom, let me just go there and say hello to everybody. Hey, Omar, Bill, John, Bob, Jill, Jason, Jeffrey, Ken, Brendan, Stratos, Gus, Julio. Hey, Julio, Eduardo, Ken, Bob, Shannon, Mike, David, Hilon. I think Hilon. What's doing with NVIDIA? I don't really, nothing right now. SMH is getting above the VWAP. We'll talk about NVIDIA in a minute. I'm going to do a breakdown of everything today. You like the song, huh? Quit that song. Quite the song about Roger. Yeah, it's AI generated. Hey, Christopher, Christian, Marcy. Yeah, that's right. They do have Gitano 2010 resolution, but I think my camera is limited to, I don't know. I'll leave it as it is. SB says AZP working well, even with the weirdest market. Yeah, it is actually working well. And Matt, I didn't do anything, but Matt made improvements to it. He changed the audio alerts, and we changed the size of the candles. Very nice, very nice. Market looks like it's rounding out the bottom. Hey, Anthony. Richard. Yes, don't forget to change your comments to everyone. Moondog is in the house. We'll be starting in about 1 minute. Kevin, Cyrus, Steven, Ken, Charlie says Gemultlich. I don't know what that means, but it sounds interesting. Philip, Cyrus, Jason. Hold on, let me turn this off down here. Listening to Squawk Box here. All right, there we go. Rodrigo, Mike, Ron, Ken. Hey, Peter, how are you? Bodine. Can you imagine telling somebody 20 years ago that a robot's going to make a song and the song can actually sound better than a live I mean, who would imagine that? Hey, Rick, Maria, how are you? We got Swinder. Swinder and his iPhone are here. Hopium is here. Hey, Hopium. Louis, I like that. Matt, what does the four? It means momentum is changing, Chris. It means we're moving from. Here's what it means. Look, it means we're moving up here or we're moving down here. We're moving into this area, into the twilight zone, or we're moving into this area here. That's what it means. It means there's a big shift in momentum. A big shift in momentum. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to juggle a million things here at one time. Let's see here. It is uploaded, the update. I think it is up. Matt, can you update us on the update, whether it's been uploaded?
I don't know.
It's done with your part. You did your part, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it's there.
Yeah, Gastano. You know, I may have to upgrade to a 4K camera, but this is this is a 4K camera. I know the problem is, Gitano. It's Zoom. Zoom is limiting me to my freedom is being cut short by Zoom. But the question is, do you guys really need to see me clear? Ray says, hey, Ray, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're feeling well. Roger, are you real or is this your avatar talking? You decide, Ray. I don't even know half the time myself. But I wouldn't mind seeing the avatar talk sometimes. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, I think Zoom is the... You guys know we had to call them and tell them to update us from 720 to 1080. Oh, yeah. So I imagine the next step is 2100. You know what, Matt? Can you make a little note and see if Zoom now broadcasts? If you have to pay extra, because if they do, I'll gladly pay. Adam's still in the hospital with mom. Markets still look like I am not. You're not missing anything. I'm going to talk about that too. Arnulfo, hello. Natasha, hello. Arnulfo, Brent from Austin. Austin. I was talking to somebody about Austin. Somebody I know in Austin has a kangaroo a red kangaroo for a pet. I'm not joking. I am not joking. Can you imagine that? All right. HG, good morning. GE, that's a good looking stock. It's on my list. We'll take a look at that. I'm not sharing my screen, but I will be sharing my screen right now. I am just simply saying hello to everybody. Also, me and the boys, we're all getting together for a Yelta conference at 1 o'clock. I think everybody's going to be there except for Jack Carter and T-Buzz, as far as I can remember. But everybody else will be there. So I think it's a great time for you guys to hang out with us. And let me just share my screen, my real screen, not this thing. And Matt is going to post the link. Do you have the links for that, Matt?
Don't think so. Really.
Yeah, but I see I do.
Oh, wait. I do. Round table?
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. The round table. YouTube and
Got it.
trading videos. I'm gazing into your eyes, Tenny, probably more than your wife. Probably, David. Probably. But it's nice to know that they offered twice the resolution. And I saw a video of somebody driving in South Florida with 2160p. It was very clear. I mean, it was very appetizing. Thanks, Matt. That's the one.
Looks
Yelta
like highest
conference.
Zoom supports right now is 1080.
Bodine, when I say Yelta conference, it's just a bunch of people getting together for a big conference, you know. Jewish gossiping about everybody. Exactly. Chatty Jewish. You got it. That's the one. Yes. I gave you guys a bonus trade in the VIP room. Good. I'm glad you got it filled at that price. Good. Glad to hear that. The kangaroo is an emotional support animal. Yeah. This morning I send you this thing with the kangaroos. Okay. Let's begin. So yesterday I gave you a little lesson. And the lesson yesterday was, and I used IBM as an example, and I showed you how a lot of folks want to go long IBM. And I drew the anchored VWAP, and I said, don't go long till we're above this area. And I actually drew a trend line right here. I haven't changed this or even looked at it since yesterday. I mean, on this screen, I looked at it here, but I haven't done anything to it is my point. Don't know, James. Don't know if it's Yiddish. I think Yelta is where it happened. Anyway, maybe a little lower, like right there. Yeah, there we go. That's the level right there. Point is, we got to get above this level. We got to get above the VWAP. We got to close above this level. Notice, though, interestingly, look at where it hit resistance and went back down. I just moved this, but it was like right there. Very close to this area. These things are really important. Okay. Richard, give it a few minutes. Maybe you'll get filled on that bonus. It's not really doing anything. Okay. Spy's not doing crap here. There you go, Liberty Ranger. Liberty Ranger says ribeye steak is his emotional support animal. Oh, speaking of that, it was my dad's birthday yesterday. He was 77, and we went over his house. And you know what my mom had for dinner? She had either Australian or New Zealand lamb chops. And I'm going to tell you something. They were amazing, and I ate like a pig. And they were really good. Thank you, Robert. They were so good. You know, Matt, I should have brought you a couple. They were really good.
Would have been nice.
Is there any instructions on how to complete the update, Kyle? I'm sure that's a question for Matter customer service. Yeah, it's a big market for them here. Okay, so the moral of the story is here: if you're going to play a pullback, make sure you put a VWAP to the previous high to make sure that you're above that area. Because if you're not above that area, then you don't have clarity. If you're here, that's the time to load up, not here. Wait till you're outside of this area, okay? Yeah, wait for that fill. Wait for that trade to get filled. We're talking about the trade we took, the spread we took in Pan W in the pit. It's just a bonus trade. Delta Conference held in February, a significant meeting between leaders, United. Yeah, it's just a lot of, obviously we're not having a government meeting. Yeah, Eduardo, 77 years old. And there was a couple of others. So let me show you the other ones I showed you. And I don't know, maybe some of them are ready. Maybe some of them are not ready. But I crossed them out here. So let's see how they're doing today. Okay. TEM. This was the other one I crossed. Let me just do what I did yesterday. Okay. Didn't do quite so well. ACHR. Nope, still can't pass this area. And there was another one. Don't remember what the other one was, but couldn't pass. Okay, crowd's not looking bad. Sorry, folks, I'm just kind of gauging things. So looking at the market, let's talk about practicalities here. Let me clean this up a little bit. Now let me zoom out. We are right now in a very interesting spot. Here's why. If we break above this area right here, we could potentially have a nice bump up because we've been consolidating for a while. On the other hand, if we don't break, we're going straight to the 200-day moving average, and then we're probably going to go to the 50-day moving average. Anyway, the point is, I don't want to speculate where we're going to go. I just want to play the current price action. As you can see here, this isn't really breaking out right now. We have two major catalysts tonight. We have NVIDIA and we have CRM. And I'll talk a little more about this when we have our meeting. But here is the big problem. Everybody's expecting big volatility. Everybody's expecting big volatility. The last few times we had earnings, we didn't have on large caps, on FANG stocks, we didn't have huge volatility. The market didn't make a big move. Meanwhile, options were overinflated. So it could be just a situation where we maintain our integrity within this box. Now I'm going to leave this box here. And just to show you, here, we're exactly, let me show you what I'm talking about. See that? Also, we have this trend line here. I drew a trend line at the tops. So we have a double whammy. We have this trend line here on a daily chart, which happens to be right at the top of this box. Now, you may say, well, that's just a coincidence, Roger. Maybe, maybe not. It doesn't matter. But that's a double whammy confirmation that the top of this box is very important. And we know the bottom of this box is very important because we got the 200 and the 100 right there. So we're kind of in a pickle. Now, I promised you today that I was going to do an analysis of all the major areas, major FANG stocks. I'm going to use this because I know you guys like the white background. When we're done with this, I'll move to the other charts. So, and don't forget, we have a class at 1 o'clock where me and the boys, we're going to go over, we're going to break everything down for you. Gold looks like it's starting to come around, by the way, for all of you intraday traders. Hey, Matt, can you do me a favor? Can you open this? It's getting a little hot in here. Thank you. Okay, so NVIDIA. This thing can easily break out, and I'm going to tell you something. If this thing breaks out, it's going to break out nicely, or it's going to come right to the bottom of this box. Okay? No, can you open the thing? I'm sorry. I thought you were. I didn't. I'm sorry. Amazon compressing between the 100-day and the 200-day. That feels much better already. Thank you. Not really doing very much right now. Also very dependent. But notice the high here is not even to the high of this level right here. So I'm going to draw this here as well. This doesn't even look. This doesn't look like it's trying. You know, NVIDIA looks like it's giving us. Well, could it, should it? This one's not even moving anywhere. It's kind of in the middle of the range, really. Kind of sad. Google, again, I'm just going through the FANGs as I promised. I want to break them down for you. Now, this looks interesting. This is a nice uptrend. Yeah, Marlon, we are. I'm going to talk about them. I also promised to go through the FANG stocks. So I'm going through the FANG stocks. I'm going through the mega caps, and I'm going to talk about Straddle strangles. Okay? I got you. Don't worry. I got you covered. All right. We haven't gotten above. We have no problem, Marlon. We haven't gotten above the 100-day moving average here. And again, yes, we have a huge catalyst today, and CRM is going to be a huge catalyst, not just for the numbers, for what they're. If for example, they don't have future earnings statement, if they take away their future forward-looking statements, forward-looking statements, that's going to be a big, you know what, to the market. Same thing with NVIDIA. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to make these predictions. It doesn't matter to me. But I do know this. We're going to have a move. So far, we're above the 8-day EMA. We've been very choppy last few days, and we're kind of staying in this range. I'm not seeing any real reason to break out. And remember, as I'm talking about this, I want you guys to remember something. The catalysts, these catalysts, NVIDIA, CRM, that's what I mean by these catalysts. They're going to drive price for about 2 days. 1.5 to 2 days. Also, we have GDP tomorrow. Okay. So we got a nice little ascending triangle here. Right? Okay. It's not looking bad. Then we got Meta. Meta looks nice. I like how Meta's looking. I like how it's respecting the 8-day, but once again, we don't have any clarity. We don't have, it's not moving. It is not moving. Matter of fact, 52-week highs, 29 stocks. 52-week lows, 4 stocks. 20-week highs, 15 stocks. I want to show you something scary. We have 68 stocks making 20-day highs right now. Coming into today, we had 236 stocks. Do you see my point here? This morning, we had 236 stocks making 20-day highs. Right now, we have 68. $50-day high, 29, 50-day low, not 10. See the problem? So the question is 90-day high, 38, 14. We don't have stocks that are moving. Roger, how come you used to give us so many trades in the just last week, 2 weeks ago? You were on fire in the pit. How come you've been so cheap with us? We don't have anything moving directionally. Got to be extra cautious right now, like 3 to 4 times as cautious. When you don't have these over 100, you got to be really, really cautious, because it's much harder to pick a stock out of 4,000. It's much harder to pick 29 stocks, 1 in 29 than 1 in 200. See my point? This is called don't go shooting for the fences. Be extra cautious and be very nervous, like I've been doing for the last week. I am definitely protecting them. Okay, so nothing here, right? Okay, what did Tesla? Let's look at Tesla. I like Tesla this morning. Let's see what it's looking like now. Okay, Tesla's actually looking really good. Well, what do you mean it's looking really good? It's down. It is, but look at here. It broke down this area. Excuse me, it broke out of this area, not broke down this. It broke out of this area. And so far, even though we're down, we made a higher high, and we were able to, so far, this line has not gone into the resistance that now is becoming support. It's not looking bad. But Roger, you've told us a gazillion times how much you hate Elon Musk and how much him and Trump are going to have a fallout. I don't understand. How can you, and what does that have to do with price action? Absolutely nothing. Well, tell me, look, it broke out of this area, and now it's even though it's down on the day, it hasn't broken into this range, and it made a higher high, witnessed by this little rainbowish little thing here, whatever it is. I don't even, half round top. I don't know what's going to last, what won't last, Kirk. Trump is talking? Oy vey. Matt, you may not want to be in a, I don't know, are we still in that position?
Yeah, we are.
And Trump is talking. Now, you know how that works out for us, right? So, again, actually, Tesla, out of all the stocks, Tesla's looking a lot better. See, you didn't expect me to say that, but it's looking pretty good now. Yes, I don't like him. Doesn't have anything to do with the stock, though. There you go, Glenn. Okay, so Tesla, what did I miss? I must have missed something. I missed, we got NVIDIA, we got Google, we got Meta, we got Tesla, we got Amazon, Apple. Let's do Apple. Apple's doing nothing. Nothing. And no, they're not going to be making any phones in America anytime soon. What they're going to be doing in America is building robotics, not iPhones. I don't know what he's talking about, but whatever he's talking about, I hope he's not grieving, no grievances. I hope he's talking about how he's going to save us money. and how food prices are going to be cheaper. Netflix, thank you. No, you didn't miss anything, Hefe. I missed it. Netflix. Netflix is looking fantastico. Matter of fact, let me show you something to show you how consistent I am. Does this remind you of anything? What does that remind you of? Anybody? We literally talked about it 3 minutes ago. Yes, Tesla. Was it? Yes, Tesla. Thank you. I thought it was Meta for a second. Tesla, yes. It's pulling a Tesla on us. Yes, thank you. You guys are paying attention. It's pulling a Tesla. Netflix is pulling a Tesla. Good. It is. Look how tight this compression breakout is. You're right. It does need a stock split, Matt Johnson. You're so right about that. I was actually just thinking about that when he said it, but he's totally right. It's pulling a Tesla. This is a very nice compression, and let me show you why this is a nice breakout. Because if this is wrong, you'll know if we break on the other side of this. You'll know. I like this. I like this. So Netflix and Tesla are looking pretty good. Yeah, if he's swearing someone in, I don't think that's a big deal, Matt. He's not gonna spew anything. All right. So overall, none of them really look bearish except for Apple, which sort of kind of looks bearish, but I mean, some of them like Nvidia are looking like it could have a nice big pop-up or it could just stay in that range. But Apple actually looks like it's pretty bearish. And you could see the 50 days going down, and you could see prices not really getting kind of stuck here, about to come down. I hope so, Henry. I hope so. So Apple, I'm worried about Apple. Let me just take another look at Google. Now, the rest of them are kind of looking like they can go either way. I'm just trying to be honest with you, but I'm not really seeing anything crazy there. Now, let's Bold is starting to move in your favor, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull up a few things. Okay. I promised to give you guys a little lesson. Who was it that asked me earlier? Marlon, I think it was Marlon, if I'm correct. And right now we have a non-directional market, a very non-directional market. We could have a lot of Microsoft. Thank you. I forgot about Microsoft. That's it. Always forget one. Thank you, Andrew. Microsoft is looking good, but it hasn't confirmed the breakout. It looks like if it closes near the high today, it could confirm a breakout, but it hasn't done it yet. So it would be Tesla. What was the second one? Netflix, and then Microsoft in that order. It's not looking bad at all. At all. At all. These stocks look like they can move. Okay. So let me teach Marlon what I promised to teach. And then we'll move on to sectors. Okay? I want to go through the sectors, at least the 12 major sectors. We talked about Amazon, Cyrus. We talked about Amazon. It wasn't looking that great. It was making a lower high. It wasn't looking that great. It was one of the first ones we looked at. See, it was making a lower high, kind of stuck, not really doing anything. Okay. Let me go. So. We are in a very, very opportune time right now where we could be putting in strangles and straddles. Strangles and straddles is what you do when you don't know which way the market's doing, but you think it's going to move big. Kind of like where we're at right now. first thing we need. So I'm going to show you how to do it the right way and the secret to it all. The secret to it all. Okay. So the first thing you need is you need our super duper, highly expensive, customized, and very expensive private black box ATR indicator, which you can get for free right here at Bar Chart. It's not any of those things. I'm just giving you guys a hard time. Got to have some fun around here, right? So put on the ATR indicator. You don't need anything else except the ATR indicator. So I'm going to show you again how to put it on. And every one of you has it on every one of your brokerage platform. Go to standalone, you go to ATR. ATR. We now know the 10-day ATR of a stock. And if you use 14-day ATR, God bless you. If you use 5-day ATR, that's fine too. I find the 10-day ATR to be the best. A 2-week ATR gives me a good average. If you want to use 5 days, that's fine. Here's where you want to be. I'm going to give you the first rule. There's 2 rules here to play this game. Okay, there's 2 rules. And and if you're in the pit, you should pay attention because I'm going to give you one in about 2 hours. I already have it all figured out. I just want it to decay some more going into tonight's news. I have 2 that I'm cooking up right now. So the first thing you need is you never want to pay more for your straddle strangle. Nothing but the facts, Kirk. Nothing but the facts. That's right. You never want to pay more than 1 ATR. This is 1 ATR right here. $5.61. But Roger, what if it's 5 cents more expensive? What if it's ballpark it? There's no hard and fast rule. My general rule is I never go 10% more than the ATR. Again, that's just my 5 cents. That's your ballpark right here. You can round it up to $6. You can round it down to $5, but your ATR here is roughly $5.50. So your guideline is if I'm going to do one on Amazon, which I have no intentions of doing on, it just happened to be the one I put the chart on, I would pay no more than $5.61. So now I answered your question of what's the most you're going to pay, right? Now, do you guys know what a straddle strangle is? Does anybody know what a straddle strangle is? Let me see how many yeses, how many. Marcy says no. Hopium says no. Nicholas says no. How do you get an ATR? I'm getting a lot of no's. Okay, all right. So let me explain what a strangle straddle is, okay? So Pete, all right. Once again, I assume that everybody knows what it is, but nobody knows what it is. So let me take a few minutes for this, and if I go late, not late, I can't go late, but if I run into tomorrow, that's not for another lesson, that's fine, but I'll do this lesson today. So Catherine says, I only know what a straddle is. Well, see, Catherine, when you really hate a stock and you feel like strangling it, that's what a strangle is. No, I'm just playing around. Okay. So let me tell you what these are used for first. First of all, a straddle and a strangle are both the same thing. They serve the same purpose. They're not the same thing. They serve the same purpose. My suggestion would be to take notes here. A straddle strangle, okay? A strangle is when you take 2 different strike prices, same expiration, call and a put, and you're looking for a move like this. You don't know where it's going to go. So let's say you buy a call for $1, you buy a put for $1, you spend $2. Well, your ATR must be $2 here because that's how I play it. You never want to be more than 1 ATR. So strike prices, different strike prices, same expiration date, both call and put, and you're buying. Okay? That's a strangle. Strangle. If you're using the same strike price, that's a straddle. It's effectively the same. The trade is the same. You don't know where the market's going to go, but you want to take advantage of a big move. So one of your positions is going to lose a lot of money. One of your positions is going to gain a lot of money. Capiche? It's recorded, Rosalia. Yes, you could here. Matter of fact, you can pause it, rewind it, watch it. It's like in real time here. There you go. You can go 8 seconds back and you can watch it till your heart expires. Yes, it's a spread. We're talking about spreads. We're talking about two limited risk spreads where you only have to have level 1 account, and it works really good during big news events like GP when you have a gross domestic product report, when you have earnings for two huge S&P 500 stocks, those type of situations. It's a spread, yes. So again, let's say we use a stock like IBM, hypothetically, of course. Okay. So look, IBM is at the 8-day EMA. IBM can go to 270 or IBM can go to 250. So this is just all hypothetical. I have no interest in doing anything to IBM, but I just want to use a good example. So let's go to indicators. What am I doing? Let's go to indicators. Let's go to standalone. Let's go to average true range. We already have it at 10 days. Pops up right here. What's the ATR? $5.52 on IBM. Okay. All right. So let's say hypothetically we think IBM is going to make a big move and go to either 270 or 260. We know that all this is going to happen within the next 2 days, right? The next 2 days is Friday. Okay, great. So let's go to our options on IBM. 2 days, that's all we need, right? And let's talk about we're at 261. The closest strike price to that is 260. So let's do 260 call. That's $2.71. And we'll do a 260 put, $1.62. $1.62 plus 271 is it's less than $5. So I'm able to do a straddle for about $4.50, which is less than 1 ATR. Capiche? Now, alternatively, let's say that we believe the move is going to be really big. Then we can go and buy the 265, or let's just say 260, 250 call for $1.52. And we can buy the 260 put for $1.60. Instead of spending $4.50, we're going to spend $3. That's almost half the ATR. It's not a bad trade, actually. That's a strangle. A strangle. Because we're using different strike prices. So again, do you want me to do this example one more time for you? Yes. Yes. You guys want me to show you again? Remember, you could rewatch this. It's recorded. You could just do it separately, Dr. Al. Yeah, if you don't have a margin account, you could just do them separately. But it's better to do it together. Let me see something here. Mr. Matt, are you taking profit like a good man?
I am not yet.
All right. It's right here. I just posted it. I posted it for you guys. Look. Buy to open. Yes, buy to open. Here's the link. You can literally rewatch this in real time. Okay. So let's do this again. IBM is at 261. Okay. We know that in the next 2 days we may have volatility. We don't know for sure, but we're speculating there's going to be some volatility. Okay. So we're going to show you a strangle. We're going to strangle IBM. Now, Roger, why would you strangle IBM? What has IBM done to you? We won't get into that, but let's strangle IBM. So it's 161. We're going to look at 160, 250 call. Put 160 put below the current price, and we're going to look at the 160, 250 call, and together they're about $3. That's right, Rebecca. The difference in Rebecca, dear, can you please post this for everybody so they can learn from this and this doesn't become a private lesson? Thank you. Good question, but it would be helpful for everybody to see that. Now let's do a straddle, not a strangle, a straddle. we're going to the same place. All we're doing is we're picking the same strike price, which would be 160, 260. So 290. So if I'm looking for an explosive move, I would do a straddle. If I'm looking for a strangle. If I'm looking for a small move, I would do a straddle. Okay? Strangle for a big move, straddle for a little move. Do you guys want me to give you one as a bonus? Okay. So we have earnings tomorrow. We have earnings tomorrow on a stock called NVIDIA, right? Okay. All right. So we're going to go to SMCI. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to buy the 4250. Let's see here. Hell with that. Let's do the 40. Yeah. 43 calls. I think that's a better idea. And and 42 puts. So we're buying the 43 calls. And we're buying the 42 puts. You should be paying for that about 250. 43 calls are 95 cents and 42.50. So you're paying $3. You're paying about $3. No, you're paying 42 puts, the dollar. So you're paying about 260. Okay. 260, about 260. 260. Yeah. Yeah. About 260. Yeah, 260. Do you see me, Ringo? Ringo, you got to stop listening to the Beatles and start focusing on what I'm saying here. Look, do you see me circling it literally on my screen? So you're buying a call above the current strike price, and you're buying a put below the current strike price. This one has a delta of 53. This one has a delta of 34. Yeah, or 4250 and 42. Yeah, 4250 or 43. Anyway, you could either do 4250 call or 43 call, but definitely do the 42 put. Either way, it's a whatchamacallit? It's a strangle. It's not a straddle. The expiration is 2 days from now. Now, this is a bonus. This is not an issue trade. I'm just explaining to you. Right. So the ATR on SMCI is $2.76, and you're spending less than that. That's right, Scuba Chris. And why? Well, think about this. Think about this. Why? Why are you doing this? You think that the stock can be related to CRM, and do you think if NVIDIA and CRM move tomorrow, do you think this stock can move tomorrow? What do you guys think? We're not selling anything. We're buying a call and we're buying a put. Straddle, doing 50 days out makes no sense. Your implied vol, it's not worth it. You're not going to offset the other side, buddy. You don't want to do that. You want to spend less than one ATR. Henry, you could do whatever you want. Henry, let me ask you a question. What's the point of you coming here, listening to me for an hour, and then completely ignoring my advice? I got a better idea for you. How about between now and the next 50 days, you put on 4 straddles or strangles, and they'll still be cheaper than the one that's 50 days out. And you won't have to time decay for 50 days. 50 days. 50 day out, you buy an option. You buy a call. You don't do a straddle or a string. Max gain. There's unlimited. It's got unlimited amount of profit potential. So after you buy it, let's say you bought it for $2.60. So let's see, 42. So let's say you bought the 42 put 170, and then you bought the call 90. Yeah, you paid about 260. You would put there you go. I get credits for doing it. Credits, Henry, then you're not getting any credits here. This is a debit. This is not a credit. Then you're not doing what we're doing. You're doing something different. You're doing something totally different. So let's talk about what we're doing here. What is the closing strategy? Well, Liberty Ranger, I was about to tell you. You know how I told you to buy it? You're going to buy it for about $2.60 or $2.70. Put a 20% profit and put a limit order GTC. Okay? 20% above your entry. Capiche? No, a straddle is a debit and a strangle is a debit, Mike. Jesus Christ. You guys crack me up. You know, you can be long a straddle and you can be short a straddle. If you're short a straddle, then it's a credit. If you're short a strangle, it's a credit. If you're long a straddle, it's a debit. If you're long a straddle, it's a strangle, it's a debit. Listen to me. Stop going into my soap opera and changing the theme. Stop doing that, please. I'm talking about debit, straddle, strangles. All I've been talking about is debit, strangles. But here we have people here who are talking about credits. Do you ever have a credit when you have a debit, strangle, or a straddle? No. So why are you guys talking about it? Why is blind leading the blind? Why? So why, Roger? Now, Roger, answer me this question. Why are you doing a spreadle, a spread, and it's a straddle? Why are you doing a spreadle? Why are you doing a straddle on SMCI? Why don't you just do a straddle on NVIDIA? Spreadle, right, Mike? It's funny. This guy's talking about credit. This guy's talking about 50 days out. How about we just follow me and do a 2-day out, pay 5 times less? Okay, you want me to show you Mike's Henry's way or Mike's way? Here, let's go 50 days out. So we're gonna buy the 43 at 440, and then we're gonna do the 42 at 49. So we're gonna spend $9. $9. Do you guys want to spend $9 or do you want to spend $2.66? And how much implied volatility change do you think this will move 50 days out? Yes, thank you. All right, let's go back to reality now. Okay, so I'm going to review. Yes, this news, the reason we're doing this trade is because something is going to happen within the next 2 days. That's my whole reason for doing this trade. So I'm going to tell you again from beginning to end. You do straddles and strangles with a very short time to expiration to take advantage of a... I'm going to do that again. Not something that can happen in 50 days, something that's going to happen within the next 48 hours, potentially 24 hours, okay? Then you find a stock that's already moving or a stock that's going to be highly influenced by the move. Capiche? Then you look at the ATR and you make sure your straddle strangle is not higher than 1 ATR. That means you have a real chance that if this baby moves, it can move, right? Please. I've done this a few times before, like a few thousand times before. So, we're not doing that, Matt Johnson. So, getting back to my schemes here, we're going to look to spend no more than 1 ATR. Jim is asking, what is ATR? Jim, I knew you were going to come here. I knew it was only a matter of time, so I made this video just for you. But boom, there you go. You can rewind it. You can go forward. So I'm going to start from the beginning. When you're looking for an explosive event that's going to happen within the next 24 hours, not within the next 50 days, within the next 24 hours, you initiate a strategy called the strangle dash straddle, which are virtually the same thing. You look for a stock that's either already on the move, or you're looking for a stock that's extremely related to the stock that you are going to be looking for the move on. And I think everybody here would agree that SMCI is highly correlated to NVIDIA and CRM. Does anybody dare to say no? No? Anybody have anything negative to say? Any comments? Criticisms? Okay. So, good. So, once we can make sure that we're below the one ATR, we look for options that expire shortly after our news event. Our news event is tomorrow. These options expire the next day. Sounds like a perfect match to me. And we don't have to buy ahead of time, which I wanted to buy these yesterday, but I didn't buy these yesterday. Why? Why would I need to get another day of decay? Capiche? Then I wanted to find a reasonable stock that had good options. So I looked at this one and I realized that we have expiration in 2 days. The news is coming out in the next 24 hours. You've got a good 43 here for only $1. And you've got a put here, either 42 or 42.50. So you're going to pay either $3 or $2.60. Now, Roger, what if I get my 20% before the big move occurs? You're going to take it and you're going to be happy and you're not going to complain. Capiche? A lot of times, you know why? Because implied volatility is getting higher and higher before today's event. What happens when implied volatility goes higher? Options can double in price without anything happening. Yeah, Phil, I just told you 43, which is it's at 41.71, 43 call, and then a 42 or a 42.50 or a 42 put. Bomb, explosion. When you plan a bomb, you don't think 50 days in advance. You think the event. The event happens tomorrow morning. All right, let's see. Nobody's complaining. Nobody's arguing with me. Yeah, you don't use big size on these. These are highly speculative. So let's say you bought it for 269. You put a you put a sell order close to 3. You bought it, say, at 250. You put an order to 3 to sell. 20% limit on both of them together. You bought it, you sell it. Now you got a credit. Now we're talking credit. BTO, STO. Now your STO for 20%, put it on there. And if you get filled, 264 debit, set to close at 317 credit. Joanne, thank you. Come again. No, it's just a binary number I'm using. Of course, it's the numbers I've been using for a long time. All right, folks, I have a Yelta conference in about 8 minutes. I'm not going to talk about these trades, but I'll talk about some other ones. And if you're in the pit, I may give you one, depending on my mood, before the end of the day. Now, I got an important question for you all. Who just took profit in the SPY in Trading Zone? Trading Zone. Scuba did, Rosalind, HG did, Rich did, Krish did, Phil did, Glenn did, William did. All right. All right. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page. I'll see you guys in 8 minutes at the Yelta conference. Matt, can you post the link one more time to and let me answer your most important question. Well, why don't you just do it on NVIDIA, Roger? Well, let me show you how life works. $4.25. Okay, let's see. $4.25. The calls, 137 calls are $4. Just the calls are $4. See the puts. The puts are $4, $3 or $4. Do you see how this would not fit my one ATR? Did you guys learn anything in today's session? Was this educational? Good. You'll tell everyone about it in the Yelta conference in about 5 minutes. I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. All right? This is what happens when you don't interrupt me with nonsense. Bye, guys. I'll see you in just a few minutes. We'll have a fun time, and I'll talk about GDP. Haven't talked about GDP yet. All right? I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everyone. Great session. Great session. Matt had a lot to share with us today. As
I
usual.
sure did.